Penultimate race of the week is the Canada Crystal Cup over 2 miles and 4 furlongs. It's for 0 to 130, and Rambling Star is the top weight for Paul Parsons. Jelly Emery, Ash Munas, Devilish Game and Million Vents for Darren Thompson. Diony's Temple, Graham Clutterbuck. Ruby Lane, John Morgan. Reveal Pickle, Graham Clutterbuck and Ember Days, John Morgan. 8 runners in total then for this one. I wonder if we're going to get a couple of front runners from John's horses. Away we go. And it's a fairly even break out of the stalls, and it is one of John's horses, Ember Days, the grey, who's going to take up the running. And stablemate Ruby Lane now moves across to go second and settle in behind it. They lead from Million Vents in third, then comes Daenerys Temple 4, Devilish Game 5, Reveal Pickle 6, Jelly Emery 7, and the back marker, the top weight, Rambling Star. So Ember Days leads them away by about 3 lengths to stablemate Ruby Lane in second. Million Vents just on the outside of that one comes next, and on the rail in the pink colours is Jelly Emery. On the outside of that come the 2 Graham Clutterbuck horses, Reveal Pickle and Diony's Temple. Devilish Games on the wide outside, and about 1.5 to 2 lengths at the rear of the field is Rambling Star. But it's Ember Days who leads by about 5 lengths now to Ruby Lane in second. Million Vents travelling along on the outside of that one in third. Jelly Emery on the rail 4, then comes Diony's Temple 5. Reveal Pickle, the stablemate with that one in 6. Devilish Game 7, and Rambling Star 8th. So Ember Days still out in front, the only grey in the field, leading by about 5 lengths to Ruby Lane in second. Another length then back to Million Vents in third, further length to Diony's Temple 4, then about 3/4 of a length to Jelly Emery. Then after that one, about a length back is Devilish Game and Reveal Pickle, travelling side by side with Rambling Star just on the inside of those and just behind them still at the rear of the field. But it's Ember Days still leading from stablemate Ruby Lane. The lead now probably about 4 lengths, a couple of lengths back to Million Vents in third. Diony's Temple on the outside of that one next, and then a little gap back to the remainder with Jelly Emery, Rambling Star, Devilish Game and Reveal Pickle now just on back marker as they race in front of the grandstands. Come up towards the finishing line for the first time. It's Ember Days still out in front from Ruby Lane, so they've got one more circuit to go. Diony's Temple has now just moved up into third on the outside of Million Vents. Rambling Star has moved up from the rear of the field now to come next, and we've got Jelly Emery still on the rail, Devilish Game and Reveal Pickle now the new back marker. So Ember Days still has that lead which he's had for most of the race over stablemate Ruby Lane. A couple of lengths after that one, then back to Diony's Temple and Million Vents. Rambling Star on the outside of those. Jelly Emery comes next with Devilish Game and Reveal Pickle. So it's under a mile left to run now as Ember Days still out in front by 4 to 5 lengths. Ruby Lane in second, 2 to 3 lengths ahead of Diony's Temple. Then comes Million Vents and Rambling Star. Jelly Emery in between those two. Devilish Game on the wide outside, and Reveal Pickle just a length off the second last horse at the rear of the field. So Ember Days as they come to the 6 furlong pole, still leading. Lead now probably about 3 to 4 lengths as Ruby Lane gets a little reminder there in second. Diony's Temple is third. Rambling Star's now moved up into fourth. Then comes Jelly Emery, Million Vents, Devilish Game and Reveal Pickle as they pass the 5 furlong pole now, and Ember Days lead has been cut by Ruby Lane. Diony's Temple moving up nicely in third. These 3 ahead of Rambling Star, who's just getting a bit of a move on, as to is the second Graham Clutterbuck horse, Reveal Pickle, who moves up into fourth now and comes alongside its stablemate Diony's Temple, but it's still Ember Days who leads by about 3 to 4 lengths again from Ruby Lane in second. Then comes Reveal Pickle now, he's gone up on the outside of Diony's Temple. Rambling Star comes next. Then we've got Devilish Game, Jelly Emery and Million Vents looks to be out of it as they head towards the 2 furlong pole, and it's Ember Days leading from Diony's Temple, Reveal Pickle. Rambling Star coming up on the outside now. So it's Ember Days leading. Rambling Star moves into second. Ember Days from Rambling Star. Rambling Star getting a nice run on the outside as they get to the furlong pole, and it's Rambling Star now hits the lead. Rambling Star the top weight from Ember Days. Rambling Star, Ember Days and Jelly Emery running on into third, but Rambling Star is going to win this one from Jelly Emery. It's an Australian 1-2 again. Rambling Star, Jelly Emery, Ember Days, Ruby Lane, Dione's Temple, Reveal, Pickle, Devilish Game and Million Vents, the back marker. So Rambling Star, who won the Prix de Cadran early on in the season, despite the top weight, won that one quite comfortably from Jelly Emery. Both of those possibly in the Melbourne Cup next week, where we hope to get an Australian winner one way or the other. So Rambling Star for Paul Parsons, Jelly Emery for Ash Munas in second, Ember Days, the first of the John Morgan horses, in third, Ruby Lane for John Morgan as fourth, and Dione's Temple for Graham Clutterbuck in fifth.